Welcome, everyone. We are launching Antavo's new product, the Optimizer, today. And I'm Zsuzsa Kecsmár, co-founder and chief strategy officer here at Antavo. And I'm here with Julia Filoso, our VP of GTM. How are you, Julia?
I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this day for the longest time, so I can't wait to really launch this product and show it today. So excited about that, excited about our guests, about the discussion we're going to have later. It's going to be a great session.
Julia, for those people who don't know you too much, can you please briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I've been in the loyalty space for almost 8 years, been with Antavo, covering different roles from commercial roles, customer success, worked with a lot of customers and worked near the product, including the optimizer as head of innovation. And I'm now leading the go-to-market efforts. So yeah.
So can we
if you
say
can't tell, I love the loyalty industry.
Can we say that the optimizer is your baby? Like, I know it's many people's baby, but definitely your baby too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Not just mine, but yes, definitely.
Yes. So the optimizer is our new AI product. Antavo's main product is the engine, and this is where we have all the loyalty programs running. And the optimizer is our addition to that. It's an AI native solution, so marketers can see clearer, move faster, and can save time. It's quite a big promise, but we will deliver to this promise, I promise. We have a couple of people joining today as being part of this product launch. So I would like to present them now.
We're delighted to welcome Mark Arnold, Head of Data Consulting at Havas CX Helia. We're also very pleased to welcome Marius Demary, Head of Data Strategy and Analytics at DataLab.GmbH.
Welcome here, Mark and Marius. If you can join in for a second. Hi there, so nice to see your faces. Could you please say a couple of words about yourself after this great intro? Maybe Mark, you could start.
I will, yes. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you all. Thanks for spending the time with us today. As my little video said, I'm head of data consulting and analytics for Havas CX Helia, so part of the global Havas advertising network. Helia is the customer engagement and loyalty arm as part of that. I've been working with data and insight now for probably almost 30 years. So I go back to the days of sticky labels and mag tapes. So I've seen a lot of change and I've worked with many brands and many loyalty brands in that time. I'm really interested to hear more about today. AI is changing our lives and I can't wait to hear more about Optimizer.
It's great to have you here. Over to you, Marius. Please tell a couple of words about yourself.
Hi, I'm Marius. I just became Director of Customer Strategy and Data Impact at DataLab in Germany. And I'm in the loyalty space for now 4 years, staying with DataLab. I'm originally coming from the finance industry, so I'm coming from the data side of things. And my recommendation for everyone joining this is, like, after this, go to your wellness studio and book a massage because you will do a lot of nodding. And because I've been longly waiting for something like this, to be honest, and I saw it beforehand, so I can recommend that. And to the analysts joining us, just lay back and see things getting easier in the future.
Well, thank you so much, Marius, and congratulations on your new role. And I'm also very happy that a finance person was converted to be a loyalty person, because you are the best combination. And you can truly understand what your expertise is and what are not other people's expertise. And this is covered by the optimizer today. So if I would like to just give a little intro to our topics today, because for those of you who don't know that much about Antavo, this is what we are doing. We are helping brands to turn loyalty into growth. And in the past, loyalty programs were not really a revenue center. They were more like a cost center. But this is changing, and we are also doing all the things to change that, because today there is no better day to make sure that your loyalty program is a growth center. Just imagine your own role. Just imagine the role of your loyalty program. Everything comes together with tech today because it's possible with tech today. When ads are more and more expensive, when retail media can be a new revenue stream, these loyalty programs can be a totally new growth engine. And the key here, in order to achieve that, is to help identify the next best touch point with your loyalty members. So for some people, it may be a reward. For others, it could be a badge of recognition. And for some others, this could be a great deal. But it's very important, and Julie and I are talking about this all the time. It's not discounts, promotions for everyone, because it's eroding your margin. Discounts are not the way to go for everyone because it's best for your business. It is changing behavior for many people, and for the right people, it needs to be offered, but not for everyone. Sometimes just a clear, nice message or email will do it very well. This is the meaning of the next best touch point. And my number 3 little circle here is that how we are helping to achieve that, thanks to the loyalty OS, like loyalty operating system, because it comes together very nicely. Antavo's engine is the technology where loyalty programs run, and the optimizer is the one which helps to analyze and optimize these loyalty programs. And it is key to build your loyalty program member experience. And many brands see this and work together with us. If you have a look at the logos down there, like KFC, Skims, the fashion brand, Ciunda, Notino, the drugstore, Paul Smith, luxury, Elusa Via Roma, which is a luxury marketplace, Peek & Kloppenburg, Lacage, or if I just pick a couple more, like Hyatt Hotels or Scandic Hotels or Flying Tiger. All these are companies which run their loyalty programs on Antavo. So we are very, very excited that today everyone can use, who would like to, the optimizer, and this will be available for them. So let's see what is coming up today. First, we will show you the optimizer and how it works. And then after that, we will move into an expert roundtable. It will be Mark and Marius and Julia and all the smart things that they bring from the market. And we will also do a Q&A forum. So please feel free to leave your comments here on the side. So if you see on the right, there is this audience chat. And you can, oh, I forgot to open the audience chat before. Hello from Montreal. And then good morning from Washington, D.C. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. So this is the place where you could write your questions. And my colleague, Barbara, will help us mark it. And then it will be in front of us as a Q&A. And then we can talk about this and answer your questions. So please feel free to type your questions here into this chat. So that's that. And I would like to hand it over now to Julia to reveal the optimizer.
Okay, so the moment is here, finally. All right, so I want to spend a little bit of time explaining to you what the optimizer, the new AI native tool that we are launching today, brings, and then we'll also look at how it works. I promise. We'll actually look at the product too. It's really something we are putting into place, if I have to put it in simple words, to transform data into information you can use. And we really want this to empower loyalty marketers to have more impact, really. And that's to answer a reality we are very familiar with. We see it. We have seen it for years. There is a lot of pressure in loyalty marketing. There is a lot of pressure in marketing in general, let's be honest. Every decision can make, a difference between having big impact, not having impact, or in general changing how the program experience goes, or in general how your perception as a marketer is within your company as well. And it's a lot harder to make these decisions confidently when the data you have is overwhelming you. And that's a little bit the reality of it. And I want to walk you through a very quick real life scenario, kind of a day in the life to just get into it a bit. And I'm sure that at least part of the audience here can relate to this. Imagine, a typical scenario of a brand running a loyalty program for a year and a half. You get into work, you're leading the loyalty team, and you decide today that, you want to kind of see what's up. You want to see how things are going. You open up some dashboards, some files that your team shared with you, and you kind of don't know what you're looking at. So you have no idea when the last time was that the dashboards were updated. You don't know if you're looking at the right thing or the most important information. You have no clue, really. On top of that, it's not really your lucky day. Typical Monday morning, your boss comes to you and they ask you to see how is that new campaign you launched and you make such a big fuss about performing. He just genuinely wants to see that. How is that performing? How is that having impact? And you go back into your dashboard, you brief your team, you try to find a simple answer to a simple question. Before you know it, you're buried in spreadsheets, dashboards. Your team is focusing on reporting, is not focusing on actually changing anything in the program. And without knowing, you just took a decision. And that decision is, kind of overwhelming the whole team for the answer of a simple question, focusing on upward reporting, and not really prioritizing how to optimize and keep your program proactively in the loop and up to date. And that's unfortunately a reality that, might be not as extreme in all cases, but is definitely out there. And we have heard that extensively from a lot of different companies. It's a question we asked ourselves a lot of, like, what makes this so hard? And as much as we had our ideas, we also didn't want to just assume. So we spent 4 or 5 months now, showing the optimizer to a lot of different companies and also asking them, like, how does it work for you now? How is it actually taking place? Why is it difficult? And I just want to bring to you what are, the 3 common topics that kept coming up in these discussions. Number 1, the data is there. No one is lacking data nowadays, really. It's just very time-consuming and effortful to make a sense of it. Whether you need to rely on analyst teams or you need to get the data out yourself, it takes skills or it takes time from other teams. And most often than not, you get the data in a report that comes after a campaign has finished, for example. And not many teams feel confident in making decisions without data, so you end up missing opportunities. Number 2 is that as much as time is put into understanding data, a lot more is put into reporting. We all go through that every day professionally. We need to keep people in the loop, whether that means another department or upwards, the executive team. But, when reporting starts becoming more than half of your day-to-day work in one form or the other, there is something off. It's actually, quite ironic how in 2025 you're in the era of AI and innovation, but so many times this reporting process is still so manual, still so time-consuming. And last but not least, when the insights reach you late, when you're focusing on reporting more than acting, it's also difficult to keep your program adapting to how your customers are behaving, really. You end up having a reactive optimization, which doesn't make the most of what your program can deliver. That means that impact is less than what it can potentially be. And we see all of this, we empathize with this, and it was a great place where a product can actually come and help. And that's what the optimizer is there to do. So the optimizer is, like Juju said before, our new product is an AI native product. It sits next to the loyalty engine that runs loyalty programs for Antavo. And it's generally there to help you see what's up, see what's happening in the program. You can have an answer to a simple questions answer. You can see how a campaign is performing or what's the best reward that is performing in a given month. And you can track how your KPIs are going as well. So it's easier to report to your executives as well. Now, how do we do that? Surprise, surprise, with AI. So I know that AI is something that is out there, is there to stay, is there to be in our daily life, professionally and personally. I think we all know that by now. But the way at Antavo we see AI is not this mysterious magical box that does something and spits something out. It's an accelerator. It's a thinking body. It's a co-pilot that empowers you to be more and to do more. And that's what Team AI is, our co-pilot in Antavo, and that's what Team AI does in the optimizer. Just highlighting a couple of things you can do. Do you want an answer to a simple question? Just ask. You ask in the chat, Team AI can just generate a chart to reply, or a number, you name it, whatever it is that you're searching for. It can understand you and your brand and your loyalty program. I'm sure that most of you use ChatGPT. I think that by now you know that the more ChatGPT knows about you, the better answer it gives you. It's not different here. Team AI needs to understand you, your goals, your brand, the brand you work with, or the loyalty strategy overall. So there are ways within the optimizer to train Team AI to your brand context, and this is specific to your optimizer account. It's not shared with other people. And last, it can take away those activities that you have to do but you kind of don't want to do and spend time on, like building reports or slide decks that you need to present internally. Now, I've talked a lot about it. I think it's a bit time for me to stop talking and show you how it works. Let's look at how the optimizer works in a quick video together.
Data is everywhere, but making it useful? That's the hard part. Meet Optimizer, your thinking buddy for turning loyalty data into decisions that actually move the needle. Everything starts with a goal. Type in what matters most, like improving retention, and Optimizer helps you connect it to the KPIs that really show if you're making progress. Think of it as a smart product that anticipates your thoughts. Every brand has its quirks. A few quick questions give Optimizer the context it needs to give insights that actually make sense for your business. Here's where things get fun. Ask a question in plain English, and Optimizer builds the chart for you. Want to tweak the look? Done. Need AI analysis layered in? It's right there. Suddenly, your dashboards feel less like a chore and more like a conversation. And when it's time to report, Optimizer turns all that insight into a clear, structured story.
The program shows strong upward momentum in engagement, enrollments, and transactions, peaking in late.
Your execs see the why behind the numbers, not just the numbers themselves. Click Analyze and get a summary that highlights what's working, what's surprising, and what you might want to act on without the hours of digging you'd normally need. When a deeper question comes up, you're ready. Click on any insight, get the context, and add it to the report instantly. It's like having an extra pair of expert eyes without slowing anyone down. Finally, slides, ready in seconds. You walk into your next meeting confident that your story is clear and compelling, and most importantly, it shows up-to-date data. Optimizer by Antavo. From goals to insights to slides, making your work smarter, not harder.
Oh, well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So let me just recap a second what I really think the optimizer can unlock for all the loyalty teams out there that want to work with it, really. If I had to summarize it in a sentence, it's a new thinking buddy. It's someone that takes off your desk but adds to the impact you make. And it does that in 3 ways. It helps you see what's happening without writing queries, without having to depend on analysts for a very simple question. You can see what's going on just by asking to Team AI what's happening and having dashboards updated according to that. It supports you and your team in making decisions that are more timely. Act when something is happening, not after it happened, because otherwise it's too late to actually do something about it. And it does so by having insights and recommendations that are contextual to you and understand you. And it saves you time and effort from those admin tasks that, again, you have to do, we all have to do, but you don't necessarily want to spend a lot of time on. And that happens through the executive reports that Team AI can create, expand, and export to slides for you. So as I said, and you probably know it by now, I'm very excited this is landing on the market, and I hope you're as excited as me to try it out. We do want to, send this out with a bang, as they say, and we want to do so by making it available with a special offer in 2025. Let me explain. The optimizer is available alongside our loyalty engine. So anyone running a loyalty program with Antavo
Well, I'm not sure that we can hear Julia now. We can't hear Julia, right? Unfortunately. But what Julia was meaning to say, that there is a special offer for the optimizer. And if you click, we lost Julia, right? Unfortunately. I hope that she will be back. Barbara can write to Julia that she should refresh her browser. But there is a special offer. If you click this yellow button at the middle of the screen, you will see our special offer for the optimizer. Antavo has a bit more than 60 customers today, and it's available for everyone worldwide. And this deal stands only in 2025. But Julia is here to tell a bit more about it. I see, Julia, you are back. So I just told about how on the yellow button, if they click, there are the details. But can you please also elaborate what our special offer is?
Of course, there is nothing better than internet breaking down on a very special launch day than that. So apologies, everyone. But just to recap the offer, the optimizer is available alongside our loyalty engine. So it's available for anyone running a loyalty program with Antavo. We have a special offer running for 2025 that includes a free trial. Do speak to our team about it. You can click on the link here of the special offer and organize basically a chat with our team. They will tell you more about it. And the seats are limited. So make sure that you grab a seat and you don't miss out.
Yeah, okay. Barbara, can you please also put here the link into the chat so it's available from the chat to the landing page? All right, that's that. Julia, congratulations to us. Congratulations to Antavo team. We launched it. Now, I think it's good if we can get some more context around the broader market. And that's the real conversation that can begin now. Marius and Mark, if you can join us into this stream. We are interested in customer loyalty, what works, what doesn't, because you talk to many people over the course of your work every day. And I would like to start with the data side of things. Marius, if you think about it, loyalty teams have so much data. How brands should actually make sense of it? What is your opinion?
Yeah, thanks for the question. That's a good one, to be honest, and like my daily work now. So I think so. We were both at the European Loyalty Awards last week, and I remember everyone talking about relationships and emotions. And I often get confronted with, okay, you're an analyst, you don't get the emotions, you just get the transactional side of things. But I truly believe that the data enforces the relationships in the end, because when you see the customer relationship, like you start dating someone, you also want to collect data, no? So you want to see how the person behaves, what he likes, what she likes, what's their favorite meal, what's their favorite drink, your favorite clothes. And that's all data, in the end. And we start collecting it, and we just need to leverage it and start talking to the customer in the end based on that data. And this is how emotions are created. And looking on all the AI stuff happening outside of this, we need the loyalty data in the end for the AI. So I think it's still our platform for everything we do in the end.
I really liked how you put this together, because from data through dating, you talked about emotion in one sentence related to loyalty programs, and that's about that, right? So what is your experience, Mark, when you were talking with loyalty leaders? loyalty managers, how do they think about customer data in loyalty today?
I was just going to second what Marius said. I think we collect so much data today, don't we? There's various ways of collecting it: first-party data, zero-party data. If I go back 20 years, we weren't collecting data through people's interactions on the website and stuff because we didn't have digital channels and stuff. It was customers were giving their first-party data to us, and it was a privilege. And we forget actually that when a customer gives us their data, it's a privilege for us to hold that data, for a brand to hold that data. And I think we've forgotten the fact that it is about a relationship. Loyalty is a two-way. It's a game of love, isn't it? I think there's a balance between love. There's getting customers to love us more as a brand, and we encourage them to buy more and do more often and stay with us for longer and stuff. But at the same time, we have to show our customers love too. We have to show them as a brand that we love them. And the only way to do that, I think, is, as Marius said, is by really understanding them as people. Forget about the data, think about them as people. And I think we've forgotten how to do that. That would be my argument. And, I was thinking about partnerships as well. I was thinking about how my wife would kill me for saying this, but, in a good relationship, you've got to be able to listen, you've got to be able to adapt, you've got to be flexible, you've got to show you understand. And that's the same in the way that a brand should interact with its customers as well. And you can't do that without the right type of data. And you need to be, and if you can do that, you can really resonate with that particular customer. That's massively important. Yeah.
And one thing I want to emphasize, Mark, is you mentioning zero-party data. And I have a client where we had this discussion. So it's a FMCG brand, so supplier, no direct transactions at all. So they really need to rely on zero-party data or buy the data in the end. And they decided to have a zero-party data strategy and starting doing data service with their consumers and offering product tests and raffles and stuff to make them engage. But in the end, and again, looking on relationships in the real world or the real life outside of the business, once you get told something that's really important for the other person, you need to start acting on that. So when I told my girlfriend, I don't eat that much meat, I don't want to get invited into a steakhouse in the end. And I think that's also something that's forgotten nowadays. So we are wasting so much time on thinking about how to ask for the right data points and collecting that data on the technical side. But in the end, we forgot to act on it. And we don't need big engines for that. That's just something rule-based. Ask questions for answers and have 4 actions based on that ready at hand. That starts working out in the end and send the next email or the next newsletter, the next push, I don't know, based on the answer. So it resonates with the customer in the end.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I just to build on that, I think, there's the data model that we collect and around an individual customer, then, there's so much we can collect in so many different places through all their interactions. And I'm sure everybody's tagging all their content and tagging their events on their site, and they've got all the transactional data, and there's a lot we can infer from that. But sometimes it's just the 1 or 2 pieces of data that a customer has shared with you personally, zero-party data, that can make all the difference. It's like a little nugget of gold that you can find. And sometimes it's difficult to get to. Sometimes maybe using AI and the ability to prompt and ask questions and understand drivers and things I think that's going to be really powerful, just that ability to dive into it. But just as an analogy for that, so I went on holiday recently with my wife, stayed in a hotel, and it's for her birthday. We didn't tell the hotel anything about it. Came down for breakfast on her birthday morning. They had cake waiting, they had a gift waiting, they had a candle burning on the table. And I was like, I didn't tell you that? And all they'd done was look at her passport, which had a date of birth in, and recognized it. And it was that little action, that little moment. I know we all do birthday things, but it's just looking for those single pieces of data around a small moment that can really surprise and delight. And that's all they did. And I'll go back there again and I'll tell everybody about it, like I'm telling you, all you guys, about it. But you don't always need masses of data. It's the key bits of data that make all the difference. Yeah.
It's such a nice story, and then it's beautiful when it can also be done at scale. And for example, one of our customers, Lusa Via Roma, has their so successful birthday campaign. It won prizes, it won awards, just because after asking actually when that person was born, they were able to deliver well. And in their loyalty program, that is their most successful campaign that is ongoing, because there is this motive that you can surprise yourself on your own birthday. And this is what Luisa Virome is doing very well. Julia, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what you guys were talking about made me thought of, it is like a relationship at the end of the day. And I feel like just like, I think you guys are familiar with love languages, and you in the audience probably heard about it. It's all over the internet now. It's quite a trendy topic, but everyone has different ways of, giving and taking, and it's the same in loyalty. I think, not everyone will react the same to a 10% off, or to, a nice service where you go somewhere, or a recognition email or a message, really. And it goes back to be honest, what we believe in as well with the next best touch point that you just talked about before. And I don't know, overall, I agree that there is so much data that we try to track and collect, and then you just forget to look at it. And it just feels like too much effort to do. And I just really am hopeful that this product will take that layer a little bit away from loyalty, so that there is more focus on building these relationships on things that matter to who you're targeting, really.
It's so nice to say that, because it's so nice of you to say that, because this is my cue to turn to the next question, as we talked about data, and it's a lot of data. It's a fact. And what our product can help with is to highlight trends, highlight patterns. So after all, you can do your work better, and member engagement can be better. And it wouldn't be about spreadsheets, but it would be about clarity. We think that this is what leaders are seeking in 2025, but this is what leaders were seeking before too, but now technology can make it happen. And Mark, if you can reflect on that, over the course of your work every day when you are talking to clients, what executives are really asking from loyalty teams these days?
Well, I think it's changing, definitely. I think there's a shift. Well, there's two things I'd like to say about that. One is that they're looking for insight, not numbers. We don't, the numbers could just be presented to them. What they want is the insight. What's driving those numbers? So you need to be able to get to the understanding what the drivers are, and they also want predictions. So, okay, tell me why that's happening, and tell me what's going to happen in the future if I do X or Y. So insight's definitely one of them. And the other thing I'd say, financial things are always important, but I would challenge and say ROI is now a vanity metric. Okay, it's easy to get to ROI. We can all calculate ROI. I think what they want to really understand is a couple of things. They want to understand the incrementality that the program's driving. So if you got rid of the loyalty program today, what difference would it make to your business? What's the cost going to be to your business if you didn't have a loyalty program today? So can you demonstrate to me, and can you demonstrate to my board the value that the program's delivering to the wider business? Is it helping us deliver against our business objectives? Is it helping us drive and influence brand salience and delivering against some of our brand measures as well? So I think it's all about incrementality. Not the easiest one to answer, incrementality. Yeah. It's a challenge. But it's got to go beyond ROI and standard metrics.
What is your view, Marius?
I like the incrementality part. So coming from France, of course, I like it now. But to be honest, recently I was talking a lot to marketing students, for example, or people not coming from our space. And I hope we have some loyalty veterans and also some loyalty newbies in the chat. But to be honest, I think there's loyalty just like a marketing instrument and some nice brand building stuff and special discounts offering. And I think what we all understand as loyalty in this group of people is that loyalty is a strategic leverage. And being a strategic leverage, we want to do it with an incremental uplift by definition. So what we do in our projects right now, turning the market from growth to profitability, it is like really designing the loyalty program mechanics based on this incrementality. So we are really looking on what uplift, what cross-sell, what upsell, and how to make the customer do this in the end and create this win-win situation. So I don't know, my favorite one I saw recently is Albert Heijn in the Netherlands, so grocery retail. And they just launched an app feature where you see products that near to the best of due date. And you can see in the app, in the store next to you on a map, how many of your favorite products are discounted due to this best of due date. And why did they do it? Because of the customer wants to do something good and save money. And Albert Heijn has in its strategy that they want to cut food waste by 50% until 2030. I mean, I was always dreaming of this use case because I know how complex it is to get the data into the app, and they just did it. And it's a win-win situation and incrementality and ROI by definition. So that's what I would like to see more, to be honest, and want to work on.
Yeah.
Well, cheers to that.
I think we tie it back to the first question as well. If relationship and love is important, if relationship is what is the foundations of what loyalty is all about, then numbers. You can demonstrate numbers, and you can demonstrate uplifts in average all about basket value and those sorts of things. And how do you demonstrate loyalty? If you to really define loyalty and relationship, how would you measure that and prove that? And it might not be the hard metrics; it could be softer metrics too, like sentiment and impact on brand associations and brand perception. So we need to be thinking of anything that demonstrates loyalty and relationship. So
I love that this is what we are talking about related to data and loyalty programs, love and incrementality, and I'm all up for this. And I think this is time that we answer a couple of questions from the audience. We already have a couple, but if you still have a question, please type here on the right. There should be like a little chat bubble. If you click on that, you can just type your question and we will put this into the stream. Julia, the first question is for you from Chris. Can you benchmark data by industry and try those insights? Can our optimizer do that?
So we have trained Team AI, our co-pilot, on insights that we have collected through our global customer loyalty report that you might or might not be familiar with. If you're not, stay tuned because the new one will come very, very soon. And I really recommend looking at the other editions. But yeah, we certainly plan to expand on that as well.
That's perfect. Thank you. And the next question is about data sources. I think you are the best person, Julia, to answer this too. Which data sources can it pull from? Only Antavo or third-party sources too?
Yeah. So, I mean, our priority right now is to, empower anyone that runs a loyalty program with us to make the best of the data that they have. So the priority for now is really to have that direct connection with our loyalty engine, but we're definitely open to expand that in the future, yes.
Yes, and we talked about it a lot because it would be great to today just take any kind of loyalty program and run the optimizer on it, but it is hard because data is so fragmented and complex. So this is why first we are opening up access to existing Antavo customers because we know how the data is structured in our loyalty programs. And this is where it's easy to run the optimizer's AI. All right, the next question is coming from Andreas. Is it possible to collect demographic data to identify or optimize programs across different demographics?
I think this is part of more of the strategy part, right? I mean, the short answer is yes, of course you can do that. It would be interesting to understand more in depth on what situation you're facing to see how demographics can help. I don't know, Marius, Mark, if you would add anything here.
Yeah, I was just going to say, demographics just one way of understanding a person, isn't it? So if you're gonna be building relationships, then understanding their age and their demographics and life stage and thing is key to that. So, and definitely you need to be generating insight at an audience segment level. So massively important.
Honestly, one of the favorite examples I've seen on this online is you would never target in the same way, in the past, King Charles and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Demographically, same people, but not quite the same persona. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite
Mark.
often see KPIs and things just tracked at a more generic level. And even though people are using audiences and segments, they haven't reported at that level, but you can't optimize at that level without the insight at that level. So.
Yeah.
Also, I have that thought related to this, that it is very okay to ask for demographic data from consumers, but the good practice is to justify why. So consumers today are very used to sharing their data, but they really would like brands to deliver on it. So if they know when your birthday is, then they should definitely deliver. If they know what is your favorite store, then it should be relevant to the experience that you receive after that. So I think asking for it and then delivering on the promise is the good combination. Yeah. Marius, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's just like emphasizing on optimizing programs, where the original question from Andreas was hinting on. And I think everything that helps you understand the customer helps you optimize the program in the end. Because when you do a loyalty program or optimize or design, start, whatever, you always should take the customer view first. So take their shoes on, walk to your store or your industry and look what's happening and what they want to experience. And if the demographic information helps you understand that, because demographics have special issues, special experience, special needs, then it for sure helps you understanding your customer better, and this helps you doing the correct program for them in the end.
All right, thank you. More questions to come. I think, Julia, this one is for you too. Is the AI pre-trained, or does it learn from our own program data over time?
So the short answer is both.
Yeah.
Team AI is centrally trained on, both metric definitions that we have, the data I was mentioning from the reports and surveys and market research we ran, as well as what we know of loyalty too. But we do have a separate way of training Team AI specifically on not just the data that you can read, but the context you provide within the account. So that's why there are quizzes you can complete, goals you can set, and that's specific to the account. So there are 2 levels of training there.
Great. Next question is, does it provide predictive insights or just reporting on past performance?
Well, it doesn't predict the future yet, but it definitely helps you see what's happening and giving you potential reasons why. And that can help you, take better decisions or see with a different lens how the situation, I wouldn't say was in the past, but is now, and then move forward with it.
Yeah, and this is, I think, for me, when I saw this for the first time a couple of weeks ago, that was the most magical thing. How it turned data into insights and gave recommendations what to do, how it translated it into that presentation format. So I could pitch it to my higher management. So there is the buy-in. So it just really takes that part that is so important for internal collaboration and internal work. And there is this last question that I'm adding to the stream. Can it scale from enterprise programs with large membership bases? So are we okay with large membership bases?
Yeah, I mean, we thought about it for our own customers, really. And, programs that go up to millions of members. So that's not even a question, honestly.
Yeah, just think about Skims and the loyalty programs they manage millions. Think about Bayer and like millions of consumers. I think we're quite good with speed these days, and the optimizer also represents that. All right, so if that was that, I think I'd like to thank everyone for being here, and congratulations for us to launch the optimizer. Thank you, Marius and Mark, for giving your insights.
Thank you both.
And yeah, that's that. So to repeat our offer, Julia, can you please repeat what is that we are offering today with the optimizer?
Absolutely. So reach out to our teams. They will let you know more about the 2025 offer. The optimizer works together with the loyalty engine. So running the loyalty programs with Antavo from today means that there is an extra tool that helps you see what happens and have more impact with the program you have. If that sounds good, I would suggest talking to the team. It does involve a free trial if it's something you pick up this year, and the spots are limited, so run for it, or at least explore it.
Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. See you within the optimizer. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.